Hello everyone and welcome back to the United Spurs of America YouTube channel, and welcome in to the very first edition of Michael's Minutes, where I'll give a recap of the nearest game and fixture that did happen for Tottenham Hotspur, any recent news that we may have missed on the recent podcast, and just kind of a little bit of an update. We're doing something a little bit different and a little bit new on the channel, so when you're done watching this video, please give your feedback. Any and all is welcome. But without further ado, let's get into it, man. Tottenham 4, Aston Villa 0, on the road at Villa Park. Tottenham got it done. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't comfortable by any means. But regardless, the 3 points were there to be taken home to North London, and that is the most important thing. And actually, I'm going to scratch that. The most important thing is that we got the 3 points in the race for the top 4. We are now 4th place above Arsenal, 3 points ahead. They do have one game in hand on us, but now that one game in hand doesn't necessarily matter as much for Arsenal. They're now level with us on points if they do win their next game, and we are very much ahead of them in goal differential. So we have that on lock as of right now. But man, what a game, and more importantly, what a performance from Hyun-min Dad, Hyun-min Son, the man, the myth, the legend. What an absolute display from our number 7. 3 goals, another hat trick. I believe it's his 3rd match ball in a Tottenham uniform. I think he had one in the FA Cup, I think in like 2017 or something like that. And then he did get the match ball, if you remember, when he scored 4 on Southampton just 2 years ago, or last year actually, last year. Seems like such a long time ago now. But regardless, yes guys, 4-0, Tottenham win on the road, like I said, at Villa Park. It was an uncomfortable display, especially at the end of the first half. I'm going to get into my man of the match and BD here in a minute, but let's just go over the first half and then the second half. Obviously, a very, very tough finish to the first half. I think Hugo finished with about 6 or 7 saves to end the first 45 alone. He was absolutely massive. And Sonny opened the goal tally, his goal tally and Tottenham's goal tally early on in the 5th minute of the game. Kulusevski, I believe, then scored the second. And then Son scored the following 3. But absolutely world-class performance by Sonny. But more importantly, in my opinion, it was a very, very good performance once again for that front 3. Kulusevski with a goal and assist, Harry Kane with 2 assists, and Sonny with a hat-trick of his own. I mean, this front 3 right now, guys, we need to be taking it seriously in the fact that right now, they are probably the best front 3 in the Premier League. And I'm talking about right now and in terms of form. Absolutely firing on all cylinders. If one person's lacking, someone else is picking up the slack. But regardless, that was not the case at Aston Villa on Saturday. Absolutely clinical performance from all of our front 3. Like I said, Kulusevski with a goal and an assist, Sonny with 3 goals of his own, Harry Kane with 2 assists, and one of those assists to Sonny was absolutely incredible. A headed assist, which it honestly looked like a through ball of its own. It looked like he used his feet just because of the pace of the ball after he headed it over to Son and played him through on goal. But what a display. What a display. Let's talk about Hugo for a second, though. I mentioned that we absorbed a lot of pressure in the first half. I mean, I was very, very uncomfortable. I know a lot of Tottenham fans were as well. Hugo kept us in the game, kept us in the lead. He really saved. If you look at it back in this first half, he did really save all 3 points for us, because who knows? Aston Villa get 1 or 2 goals before going into that halftime interval. Who knows what the second half looks like, right? Aston Villa was kind of chasing that goal for the majority of the game, just trying to level the game for the majority of that first half after Sonny scored. And man, what a second half performance, though. The way we came out, didn't sulk, got to him right away. And more importantly, like Conte said after the game, Antonio Conte, he said we smelled blood and we took advantage of it. We finished our opponents. That is the biggest difference between this team at the beginning of the season, even at the beginning of January. Let's stop and take a moment to realize the difference and the progress that has been made from the beginning of February even to now. It's night and day, guys. Absolutely incredible work what Antonio Conte is doing right now at Tottenham, at Spurs. Absolutely incredible. He's getting the most out of his role players, like we mentioned recently on the live streams and the podcasts, and he's just getting the most out of Harry Kane now, Hyun-min Son, Kulusevski. You can throw Bentancur in there because he's a new addition. He is getting all of these guys up to where they need to be, if not higher. And that's really the difference. And like I mentioned on the last live stream, if you missed it on Tottenham Away's YouTube channel, that was one of the biggest differences that I listed. The fact that these role players now are beginning to impact the game in a more serious level, in a more intense level, and they're bringing that intensity, they're bringing that fire, they're bringing that fight, they're giving their all for their badge. You can just see the difference in the level that the entire team's playing from before the January window to now. Night and day, like I said. So Antonio Conte doing a magnificent job with the squad that he's given. Hugo Lloris showed once again why he's world class and why he deserves to be our number one, not only for the rest of this season, but the next season. And if he keeps playing like this next year as well, 2022 and 2023, who knows, man? Extend him even more. He's world class, and he showed it once again on Saturday. Let's talk about Sonny once again, though, before I get into my man of the match in BDE. Sonny broke into the all-time top 10 goal-scoring chart in club history. Past the likes of Robbie Keane, some other phenomenal finishers in our club's history. He is now, I believe, with 125 goals now on his club tally. Like I mentioned, went into that top 10 just recently with his hat trick. I believe he's one goal ahead now of 11th place, which is awesome. So jumped into the top 10. Obviously, there's a whole lot more records to break, as Harry Kane has already known and experienced before. But with the way Son's going and his trajectory, man, I have no doubts that he's going to continue to keep cracking those top 9, top 8, top 7. Who knows, man? Maybe even he gets into the top 5. We don't know yet. But regardless, absolutely phenomenal from Son. I'll go ahead and get into my man of the match and BDE of the match. I don't want to keep this too long. The point of these videos is to kind of keep it short and sweet. But regardless, Sonny, got to be my man of the match. Heung-min Hung, Hyunmin Dad, Hyunmin Son shows why he's got the biggest cock in all of Asia. He's my man of the match. No one else can grab it, man. I did predict a hat trick before this game did start. I did say it was Harry Kane, but regardless, I want to kind of give myself half credit for that. But yeah, Hyunmin Son with the hat trick. He gets my man of the match. BDE, I mean, I kind of already covered it, but I got to give it to Hugo, man. Before the first 45 minutes were even up, he had 6, 7, I can't remember the exact tally, but I'm pretty sure it was 6 or 7 saves before the first 45 whistle even blew. Absolutely phenomenal. In my opinion, he saved us the 3 points. If it wasn't for his magnificent saves late on in that first half to where we were really absorbing that pressure, the midfield, the back line were just looking like a mess. He kept his composure, he kept us in the game, and more importantly, he kept our lead intact to where we could come out in that next 45, that second half, and really be lethal and step on the neck of our opponents like we ended up seeing. It was a great game all around. It kind of had the whole Tottenham experience where at one point we were on the roof, we were at the pinnacle of our hype, and we kind of came back down to reality once we got closer to halftime. And then after that second goal, the third goal, the fourth goal, man, we were on cloud 9. So just want to give a big shout out to Hugo. I love you, Hugo. I know Jacob does too, so he's going to love that bit. But Hugo is my BDE of the match. The other thing I wanted to touch on, some recent news that actually came out yesterday, if you're watching this on on Monday. Some big news came out on Sunday. So Matt Doherty, like we like to call him Doughboy on this channel, he was forced off early due to injury. It was I believe it was the right knee. He kind of got clattered on a late challenge. It was kind of the follow-through of the challenge near the touchline. And it was really unfortunate because of how well he was starting to grow and how well he was improving from game to game in recent games, right? I think me and Jacob have given him a really hard time just because he had struggled to get along with, chemistry-wise, struggled to get up here to where he needed to be in terms of quality and consistency. He's actually been able to do that more often than not recently. I know we've been giving him some props on the live streams and on the podcast as well. He is actually being ruled out for the rest of the season and is expected to be out even longer as well. So not only is it unfortunate for him, obviously, it's unfortunate for us, guys. Let's not remember the progress that he's made under Conte and how much Conte really does like this type of player. Remember, we've said it numerous times in the past. We have had our fair share of hate of Doughboy on this channel. We are the first ones to admit that, hey, he's been improving, he deserves to be in this 11, and he's proved that even more in recent games. It's unfortunate that he's going to be out for the rest of the season because he was really starting to pick up steam. But the more important thing with this news, I don't want to take any light away from the injury itself. It's obviously very unfortunate. I feel totally sorry for Doughboy, totally sorry for the club and Conte because we know they were all starting to really build something special here. It's going to be very important now for Ryan Sessegnon, Sergio Reggie, to step up in his absence. And it's crazy that I'm even saying this. But Doughboy earned that left wing back spot in the last 2 or 3 games. His performances as of late, he's deserved to be there in that 11, even over the more natural selections of Reguilon and Sessegnon. We had mentioned it and we had talked about it a few times on the live stream on Friday. We need to get more out of our left wing backs. We know how effective this team can be once we're flying, once they're fully integrated into the squad, and once they're where they need to be, right, in terms of performance and consistency. Now that you take one of those players who is really starting to show out, it's not an option at this point in the season. We only have 8 games left, 7 games now, I believe now, left in the season in the Premier League race for the top 4. There is no time to adjust. It's got to be on the run, on the fly. Reguilon or Sessegnon, they've got to step up in this next game. We play Brighton next on Saturday. It's an early kickoff. I know it's midday in the UK, which means it's a 5:30 kick for Mountain Standard Time here in the United States. So Brighton next at home, Brentford next away after that, Leicester at home before we return to Anfield against Liverpool later down the line. Those are our 4 next fixtures, guys. Brighton, Brentford, Leicester, and Liverpool. It is going to be impertinent, important, crucial, must win, whatever adjectives you want to use. These next 3 games, at the bare minimum, Brighton, Brentford, and Leicester, we have to get 3 points from all of them. 9 points from these next 3 games to give us a little bit more cushion in terms of the race of top 4, and also just to give us a little bit of a cushion of confidence, and also knowing that we can produce even against the best teams in the Premier League. We need a good performance against Liverpool, but more importantly, like I said, these next 3 games before Liverpool are going to be absolutely crucial in the race for top 4. It's 9 points or nothing, guys. At this point in the season, we cannot let other teams decide our destiny, and that is the main point, I think, of this talking point. We have to leave it to us, in our hands, in the race for top 4. As soon as we give it over to Arsenal, as soon as we give it over to United, as soon as we give it over, I'll even throw in West Ham in terms of the top 4 race. I'll throw them in that bracket. As soon as we leave it up to them to control our destiny, that's where we already know we get super uncomfortable. Hell, we even get uncomfortable when Tottenham is in control of its own destiny. Regardless, these next 3 games are going to be absolutely crucial. It's going to be absolutely crucial that our left wing back, whoever it is, Sessegnon or Reguilon, they need to step up moving forward, and there cannot be any grace period either. Like I said, it's got to be right from the jump, right from the get-go. They have to be at their best, and they have to be at or better where Doughboy was before he left for his injury. That's really all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for listening to the first edition of Michael's Minutes here on the United Spurs of America YouTube channel. If you haven't already, click that like, click that subscribe down below. Also want to give a shout out here. I want to give a shout out to No Score Draws. I'm not going to say at whoever the fuck on Twitter today because I actually have their at, but I want to take a look at this real quick. I bought this Poach Edition poster. It's like the theme is like ugly faces. If you'll take a look, Dele Alli looks ugly, Harry Kane looks ugly, Sonny, never. You can never make Sonny look ugly, but regardless, I bought this Poach Edition, Poach Era, if you will, poster from No Score Draws. So go ahead and give them a shout out. I'm gonna give them a shout out on Twitter as well, but just got that in from the mail all the way from across the pond in the UK. But yeah, obviously, guys, crucial 3 games coming up. Crucial, really, all games coming up for the rest of the season. But like I said, we're in a good position now where top 4 is, as of right now, I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself. Top 4 is in our hands. Let's make the most of it. Up the lads, and come on, you Spurs. We'll see you next time.